I believe it was June of 1999. I'd done nothing but work, been back to being a 100% pro again. He said, just you go. I didn't want to call WWE straight away, but I thought, so I called Triple H. I said, look, I'm sure, I came out of rehab. I'd signed up when I came out of rehab. I signed up for I didn't have to, but I did because I wanted a paper trail in case anybody ever questioned it. I signed up for 5 years worth of random drug screens, which I could get a call anytime, and I had to go and take a drug test, which I did for 5 years. I told Paul, I said, look, he said, don't let me talk to somebody. Within 10 minutes, Jim Ross was on the phone. Look, Steve, you can come back. We're going to send you to Memphis Championship Wrestling for 6 months, and then you'll start on the main roster. And that's exactly what happened, because there is that myth of me having a match with Chris Benoit at the Pillman show that got me my job back with WWE. I was already working for WWE. I finished getting paid for WCW on the 28th of February, unless it was a leap year, I can't remember. 28th of February 2000, I started getting paid for WWE on the 1st of March. I never missed a day's pay.
Well, that is a misconception that's out there.
Yes, I was already working in that, because I met excuse me, I met Daniel Bryan, and that a month later, and in Memphis, I was already working for WWE. So it's just because people, again, I'm going to probably, in my time here, if anybody listens to this, put a lot of these stories right, and they'll still print them, because I've told this story loads of times, but that still seems to come up. Oh, he got his job back because he had a job. No, I didn't. They were already seeing my stuff, or they were getting reports about me. I was doing loads of stuff. I was down there as their trainer and wrestling on all their shows. And if you look at it, from March, it was 6 months until I debuted, and actually 5 months, because I was doing TV. I was going to house shows. I was doing the weekend house shows in August of that year. So that's that out of the way. So anything else as far as that man's man stuff is just, absolutely, that was all down to me. It was all my doing.
I think your way of dealing with it is to embrace your own fallibility. You like to, keep bringing up that it was your fault, that it was your choices.
Yeah, it was.
And of course it was. And I think that's crucial to your recovery. And
it was one of the things that got me out. And one of the things that's got, and I need a kick in the backside every now and then. Don't get me wrong about everything, because it's life, right? We all do. But I don't make it's stop making excuses. That's what got me through that, when a lot of people I know didn't get through it, right? Stop making excuses for yourself. And I needed somebody to tell me every now and then, right? It's just like, if anything's ever happened, there was a time, this is another not a nice story, but it's the truth. I ended up, I was about to go to the ring in Belgium one night, not too many years ago, on one of the last tours I did for WWE, and I was wrestling Wade Barrett, and I'm about to go to the ring, and I see my phone go, and it's Scott Armstrong, and I know that he knows where I am. So I'm thinking, this is strange, him calling me now. And this is 5 minutes before the match starts, and I pick the phone up, and he tells me, he's crying, and he told me that Brad had passed away. And I put the phone down. I walked in. I told Arn Anderson. I walked to the ring. I can't remember the match. I get back to the hotel. I remember waking up in the room the next day. From what I gather, before I know it, I was sat in the bar. One drink led to another, didn't take a lot, and I was carried to bed that night. So there's still times when you, for whatever reason, things can grab you around the throat and end up sending you off, but it's still an excuse. It's not a, if I look at that, it was just, I let my guard down, and it's an excuse to, it was whatever, right? And it was like, what are you doing? And like next day, as sad as I was, because it was my friend, but also like looking at him and, what are you doing, you idiot? Like that's not, is that going to help in any way, shape or form, or help his family in any way, shape or form, you moron? Like, and having that kind of a look and talking to myself out loud in the room. So you've always, but it's always an excuse. So that's got, when I finally came to the end of my stuff years ago, it was that day in hospital when I was in rehab, when I couldn't be woken up, and I just went, just stop making excuses for yourself. And anytime that's anything ever since then, there's all kinds of things going in life, and it doesn't have to be drugs or whatever. There's things, and you just, hang on, just get a grip, just stop making excuses, and just like sort yourself out. Let's move on. And sometimes I need somebody to tell me that